The control group is about control. The control group is about an insane person who figured out how to separate his personality, in other words, everything that is him except from his body, and still remain himself in a kind of a thing they call the astral plane, although it's not. It's an electronic kind of storage place that exists. And this is about trying to utilize that in a way that this character can live forever. And it's very much about power and control. That's the impetus of it. Well, Peter's not my first-time director. Right now there are there's a lot of deals that are made available for first-time directors. First-time directors can make movies cheaper than anyone else, especially in LA. But there are real leniency to try to get new blood into the business. Every first-time director is different in terms of what they bring to the agenda. I think Peter's much more involved in writing and the crafting the story than a lot of directors are. He's much more on the writing end of it, as far as I can tell. Although he seems visually pretty astute. I think when I'm looking at what he's shooting, it seems to be, for a first-time director, he has a pretty clear idea of what he wants. So I think he's seen the film rather well. There was a kind of mental institution of which the place we went to in Cuckoo's Nest, the place we shot One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and I've seen that all over the country. You see, there's one in Canada I've worked in. There's one in Los Angeles, and the layout is pretty much the same for all of these. This building is very different. This is older. The design of this came way before it. And it's a series of buildings, and it slowly got built into. And they kept adding and adding, and it has the really cool features. I mean, the interiors are really gorgeous, but very unique. I don't think there's an institution, a mental institution, that's like this anywhere else in the country. What makes me who I am? If I knew the answer to that question, I probably wouldn't be an actor.
My association when I first see them is as the character that I first met them as in the movie that I first saw them in. So in Brad's case, it was One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And so having seen that, the year that it came out, it's vividly in my mind his character of Billy in that.
Dr. Brower, frankly, is an enigma. What interested me more than the character was the story. I just thought it was an interesting, and I saw it visually, that it could be visually very cool. I've played a lot of scientists. I play scientists a lot lately. Brower, I saw a possibility. There was like 2 or 3 ways of doing him that I saw. And it wasn't until I came here that I really got where I thought he was coming from.
Okay, the first day I got here, I had barely walked into my room for about 30 seconds, and all of a sudden Brad Dourif and Peter Hurd had knocked on my door. And I was like, holy smokes, like, who's knocking on my door? Like, I just walked in, and I opened it, and there was Brad Dourif and Peter Hurd standing outside just like, hey, like, we're neighbors.
Brad Dourif is incredible. He's a really just nice guy, really down to earth, and he's an incredibly committed actor. He took this just really, no offense, but ludicrous script, ridiculous, and he just really found the human core of it. He made his character make sense within it, and just didn't play it as a stock villain, and really made the story make sense even to me.
There's a lot of pressure. It's a puzzle. Each scene that you do fits into the whole in a certain way. The scene is an enigma until you figure out how to make it, bring it to life and make it work. You have to use yourself, and you depend heavily on other people. For your life, you depend on people, really literally for the life of the scene and to be alive. It pitches me out of myself in a way that I don't think there's any other way that I could be pitched out of myself. It's very good for me.
Oh my gosh, I love Brad. Brad Dourif is crazy. He's crazy. I think it's funny that he kind of scares people for a living, and he doesn't like horror films like at all. I had to make fun of him for that. And we talk and chill out. He's kind of like a dad. He really likes kids. So like I'm so much younger than him that he kind of just treats me like a little kid and kind of just talks to me. Just really silly, screws around with people. He's really nice. I like him. He's really fun. He's someone I'd like to hang out with. Just kind of fun. He's not really scary or anything, which you would assume since he's kind of like Chucky and all of that. But no, he's really cool. He's not frightening in real life. I kind of anticipated that, but he's not. He's really cool.
There is a kind of a thing that when I'm working on set, that I feel like I'm capable, as any actor is capable, of performing and conducting myself on the set in such a way that the crew feels like they are doing something that's worth doing. They're making a movie. And if I can get involved enough and into it enough, and I sometimes feel a spark, and I can feel everybody's concentration and everybody's rhythm change.
I was extremely excited. I saw him the first day that I drove up. I was doing makeup tests, and I got to watch him do a little bit of acting, and I was immediately engaged. I was so excited.
And having those dorms and having those friendly faces everywhere. It really has been a joy to work with all the actors from all different states, but I really grew super strong to my actors that are from here too.